So here I am on my Windows 10 machine, and what I want to do here is I want to make sure that I download the right version of MongoDB. In order for me to be able to verify that I'm downloading the correct version of MongoDB, you need to be able to determine what type of operating system you have. I have Windows 10 installed here, but what I'm looking for here specifically, I want to see if it's a 32-bit system or a 64-bit system. In order for you to be able to do that, you can go to the Start menu, click on Settings, head over to System, and scroll down to About. And if you scroll down here, you'll see I have a 32-bit operating system that is based on a 64 processor. So you can go ahead and just close this. I have a 32-bit, so now I know what type of MongoDB version to download from the MongoDB website. So I'm going to head over to the MongoDB website. This is mongodb.com/download center. And what you want to do here is you want to scroll, and what you want is a community server, and you want it under Windows version. And what I want is I want the 32-bit version here without SSL support. So I'm going to click download. And this is going to initiate the download for me. The download has now completed. I'm going to go ahead and click on this download option. And it's going to go ahead and prompt me with the wizard here. And I'm going to go ahead and click next. And this is under the GNU Offerto General Public License. And what this is pretty much saying in summary here, I don't want to go ahead and read this to you, but this is pretty much saying that you can use this license commercially, with the exception if you modify the actual core of MongoDB, then you have to redistribute that change back to the MongoDB repository for the source code. So again, depending on the size of your organization, this license might be more important to you. Just again, it depends on what you're trying to do with MongoDB. But if you're just using it for your application, yes, you can use it commercially. You won't have to pay any sort of licensing fee to MongoDB. I'm going to click next here. I'm going to say complete, and I'm going to click install. And this is going to go ahead and install MongoDB on my Windows machine. I'm going to click yes. And the download went ahead and finished, so I'm going to click finish here. And now if you bring up git bash here, we should be able to do something like Mongo. As you can see here, it says command not found. And that is because MongoDB is not in our path variable. And if you remember back to setting up your development environments, I talk about more about the path variable and how it is and how it actually runs, how it loops through the path values and all that fun stuff. So what we want to do here is we want to be able to run this Mongo command and drop into the Mongo shell without having to force to go to the path where MongoDB's binary is located in. So what I want to do here is I want to go ahead and actually locate that binary. So I'm going to click on files here. And I'm going to go over to my computer, and I'm going to click C drive. And then what I'm looking for here is program files. And the folder that I'm specifically looking for here is MongoDB, server 3.2, binaries, and here's all the binaries. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy this address here. It's also linked below this video, so you can just copy and paste that, so you don't have to go through all that. And then you want to go into computer, and settings, and what you want to do is just say path, and then we're just going to set edit environment variables for your account, edit variables for the system environment variables. You want to do system, and this will bring you up to environment variables here. As you can see here, here's the path variable. What I want to do here is I want to edit this, and as you can see here, I already have an entry here for MongoDB. I'm going to go ahead and just delete that one, and I'm going to click a new one, and I'm going to paste in that address that I had previously. I'm going to click OK. Okay, and then close this, and then close this terminal session. Now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and open up git bash, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up one window, and I'm going to open up another window here. Bring this down. Then you have two windows here, and what you want to do is you want to make sure that you can run MongoDB. Now there's a couple ways to actually set this up. You can set this up to have a service started manually every time you want to run MongoDB, or you can set this up so MongoDB it starts every time with the service. So what do I mean? So let's say you want to do MongoD. This is going to go ahead and initiate the service. Now, as you can see here, the service has started. Now, if you come back to the other terminal and you type in Mongo, we drop into the Mongo shell. We can just say something like show DBs, and we're off to using Mongo here. But the point here is not to be able to set this up, because you have to run that MongoD every time you want to go ahead and initiate that connection with the machine. What you actually want to do is you want to actually set this machine to be a service. So let me go ahead and show you how to do that now. All right, so now we want to go ahead and set it up so it works as a service instead of manually going in the command line and setting up MongoDB every single time we want to use it. So I'm going to go and open up File Explorer here. And what you want to do here is you want to head over to your C drive and double click data. And this folder right here, C:\data, was created automatically by the MongoDB service. Now you can actually configure this folder to be any folder on your computer, specifically wherever you want to set it up. And the way you do this is by using this mongo.cfg file. And if you open up this with Atom, this is going to go ahead and show you pretty much the configurations that Mongo is using. As you can see here, for logging, it's using this path here. For storage, it's using this path here. And what we're interested here is not necessarily changing this. This seems fine to me. I can use this directory. I'm not doing anything special here. So that's fine with me. As you can see here, we have the DB and the log file, which are based on this config file. And the DB folder here actually stores the actual data. And the log file shows you the logs from the database. So I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to go into the DB folder and I'm going to look for this log file. And this log file was made because I started the service from the command line. Typically, you won't want to do that, but I did that just to show you what the command is actually doing. So I'm going to go ahead and click delete this file. I'm going to click yes. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that log file. I'm going to go back here. And what I want to do here is I want to go ahead and grab this directory here. Copy this because I'm going to need this in a bit here. And what you want to do is you want to git bash one more time, but you want to run this as an administrator. And I'm going to click yes, bring this up. It's a little bit larger so you can see this. And what I want to do here is I want to say MongoD, and I want to go ahead and pass this with double quotes. And I'm going to paste in that directory, and I'm going to say /mongo.cfg. And this is going to be the config file. So I'm going to say config. And what I want to do here is I want to go ahead and tell MongoDB that that's our config file and we want to go ahead and install that config file. So I'm going to come back here and actually want to say config here, --config. There we go. That's my config file, and then space --install. And it's going to go ahead and do that. So once that actually runs, then you can do net start MongoDB. So you can do net start MongoDB. As you can see here, it says the Mongo service was successfully started. So pretty much you're all set here. You have MongoDB running. So if you open up another bash terminal here and you do something like Mongo, you're back into the actual terminal here. So you can go ahead and click exit here. And that's it. You're pretty much all set. Anytime you want to stop the service, you want to say net stop MongoDB. This will go ahead and stop the service for me. I'm going to go ahead and start it back up. And that's all there is to running MongoDB as a service on your Windows 10 machine.